Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to now look at the product rule for derivatives. So let's take a look at a function, call it h of x. And if I say that h of x is represented by the product of two functions f times g, then I can find h prime of x by saying, well, f of x times g prime of x plus g of x times f prime of x. That's one way to write it. The other way we could write it is if we call those f and g u and v, and I think it's a little bit easier this way. So I just say then h prime of x is uv prime plus vu prime. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to solve some problems using this kind of format. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right. Here we have our problem number 5. And let's call this u and this v. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, u equals 4x minus 5 and v equals 4x cubed minus x squared. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at these u and v in isolation and find their derivative. So if I look at this, u is 4x minus 5. It's linear. I know to find the slope of the tangent, all I have to do is look at the slope of the line. So my u prime is just going to be 4. And if I'm looking at v prime, I know I'm going to apply the power rule for derivatives. 3 times 4, which is 12x to the 3 minus 1, which is 2, so 12x squared. The 2 comes powered down, so negative 2x. And then 2 minus 1 is 1, so 2x. So u prime is 4 and v prime is 12x squared minus 2x. So then what I'm going to do is follow the rule that I laid out way over here, and that is to say that u should get multiplied by v prime, and then we're going to add v multiplied by u prime. So kind of crisscrosses there, if you will. So I'm going to write that out, and I'm going to say that y prime is going to be equal to 4x minus 5, because that's u, multiplied by v prime, which is 12x squared minus 2x, plus v u prime, which is going to be, let's see here, 4x cubed minus x squared plus 1. And I forgot the 1 over here. Sorry about that. All right, but the derivative of 1 was just 0. So 4x cubed minus x squared plus 1, and then multiplied by 4. So we're going to do some distribution, FOIL, if you will, combining of like terms, but it's not a big deal. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, that's going to give us here 48x cubed minus 8x squared minus 60x squared plus 10x, and then we're going to back distribute the 4, so plus 16x cubed minus 4x squared plus 4. And then we look and see if there's any like terms that we can combine, and I believe there are. Looks like we've got a 48x cubed and a 16x cubed that we can add. All right, no more x cubes there. So let's come down to the next line. 48 and 16 is 64x cubed. And then it looks like we've got a negative 8x squared and a negative 60x squared and a negative 4x squared. Looks something like that. And that's going to be negative 72x squared. And then I don't think we have any more like terms. So we're just going to write and tack on the 10x and the plus 4. And this right here is my answer, my y prime. I guess I don't need to write that again. All right, so this right here is the derivative using the product rule. All right, let's take a look at one more example. Okay, looking at this one again, I've got my uv prime, so let's take a look at that, and vu prime. So I'm going to call this one u and this one v. And again, I'm going to look at them first in isolation. All right, so u is 3x cubed plus 6, and v is 5x to the 7th minus 8. U prime is 9x squared. The derivative of 6 is 0. We don't need to write that. And v prime is 7 times 5, 35. X to the 6th, the derivative of the negative 8 is 0. So nothing to it there. All right, now we're going to do that kind of crisscross uv prime plus v u prime. All right, and then let's see what we get for y prime. We're going to get 3x cubed plus 6 multiplied by 35x to the 6th power plus 5x to the 7th minus 8 multiplied by 9x squared. And we're going to, of course, go back and distribute where we can. All right, and we'll end up with our answer for y prime. So we've got 35 by 3. That gives us, I believe, 105. Okay, let's take a look here. 105 x to the 9th, and then the 35x to the 6th. So 35 times 6 is going to give us the 210 x to the 6th. All right, that looks good there. Plus 9 and 5. 9 times 5 is 45. And then we have x to the 9th power there. 2 and 7 is 9. Minus 72. 9 times 8 is 72. X squared. And it looks something like that. And of course, we always need to go and combine like terms. So that's not too big of a deal. I think I only see 2 like terms. This one and this one. All right, we do that. We have our answer for y prime, which is 150 x to the 9th power plus 210 x to the 6th power minus 72x squared. And it's always nice to write your answer in descending order. Your teacher will appreciate that because it makes it really easy to check the answer if they're in descending order, I think, because most people will write it in descending order. So just a word here on the product rule for derivatives. Hopefully this was helpful. As always, like and subscribe.